Hello, everybody. It's me. We're back. It's Wednesday. We've got picks. It's just Tim and myself this week. Tyler could not make it for the week.
Hello.
So I finally went through and added up standings for where everybody's at. I've been meaning to do that for 5 weeks now.
I'm losing. No surprise there.
Yeah. So Tim, you were doing really good, and then last week you went 6-8. And that kind of set you back. So Tim currently is 44-32. Tyler is 49-27, and I am 51-25. So that's where we stand through 5 weeks for the public record. Tyler has sent his picks in for the week.
Do you remember what the pick was for last week that I decided to go with Tyler on instead of go with what my first guess was? I don't remember what it was. Was it the Giants game? I think it may have been the Giants game.
Let's see. You picked Bucks, Bills, Jags, Ravens, Falcons.
I picked a lot. Yeah, I had a bad week.
I don't know. There was one that surprised me. I feel like Tyler. No, I was mad.
Was it the Steelers-Eagles?
No, but I was. You did pick Philly, which surprised me.
No, we need to go back in the video and check that because I may have changed my.
You weren't there.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, we need to go back in the video and check that.
Okay.
Because I specifically put that, and I don't, because I put that little extra thing at the end, and I may have changed my pick in the video and never went back and changed it in the text.
I will have to go back through and check that.
Yeah.
The one that made me upset / Tyler's a god, he picked the Dolphins to beat the 49ers, and who would have thunk it? Alright, but anyway, so that's where we're at. Tyler's got his picks in. Let me pull up the old NFL schedule here. Let me pop back into Discord. Okay, we're here. This is still recording, yes? Yep. Alright. Alright, week 3, week 4. Week 5. Alright, week 6. So, let's see. Any games? You wanted to touch on the Raiders game.
I just wanted to know what you know or what you saw about that game, because I mean, we all picked the Chiefs to beat the Raiders, because the Raiders are not, like, I just want to know what happened.
So, what happened was the Raiders actually have a pretty solid offense this go-around. I know Tyler likes to talk about how boring of a quarterback Derek Carr is, but he really is a good quarterback. The Chiefs don't have a great defense per se, so the Raiders put up a good number of points. What surprised me was that the Raiders defense actually made a couple of pretty good stops late in the game, so that kind of held Kansas City's final offense a little bit, and Josh Jacobs ran all over Kansas City as well. So good games out of Derek Carr, and it was Derek Carr threw a lot of deep balls too. Like, he had a long touchdown to Nelson Agholor. He had, I think it was in the third quarter, he had like a 57-yard bomb to one of his receivers. So they got a lot of big plays off on Kansas City's defense, and that's the one knock against Kansas City, is their defense, specifically their secondary, is very meh.
Very meh, huh?
Yep. I'm trying to think of the other games. The Vikings-Seahawks game, man, Sunday night, that was a freaking heart attack and a half.
Why? What happened?
It was like the Vikings were kind of winning, and then the Seahawks scored 3 touchdowns in the space of like a minute and a half. And then...
What, they got some defensive and then they got some...
they scored, and then I think they got a pick 6, and then I think they got a fumble like the next series, and then they scored it from there. But then it's like they scored 3 touchdowns, and then the offense just shut down. And the Vikings came back and put up a bunch of points. And I actually came upstairs and went to bed because I was freakishly tired. Because I was at Kite Festival.
And you don't sleep on Sundays anyway.
Yeah. I've been at a kite festival all weekend, and I was whipped. And I woke up the next morning and saw that the Seahawks had won. I was like, holy shit. It was nuts. Russ for MVP. Last night's game, you don't even need to watch the highlights of this game. Just go and find the Derrick Henry play. There's this play where Henry's...
Hang on.
Yeah, just go find it. Yeah, that game was an utter blowout. And I actually thought that would be a close game.
Okay, I'll be back in a second, Ricky. I gotta step away.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. So let's see. I'll keep talking about other games here while we're waiting for Tim. Panthers Falcons surprises me to absolutely no end. I don't understand. You guys that have been with me know this. I've said it every week. I don't understand how that much talent continues to lose games, especially to Carolina, man. They only put up 16 points, and I am astounded. I'm just astounded. Bucks Bears, that was a very good game. Foles beat Brady again, dude. And Brady again refused to shake his hand. It was a defensive game on Chicago's part. I'm not sure if it was. I don't even know if it was that or if it was just the Bucks looked off.
All right, I'm back.
All right, Tim's back. All right, good. Moving on. Week 6 picks. Thursday Night Football, Texans at Tennessee Titans. Tyler has the Titans. I am rolling with the Titans, especially after they put up 42 points last week.
I'm rolling with the Titans because the Texans have done nothing to impress me, and I think I picked them once, and they still lost.
They have been incredibly disappointing.
Wait, no, did they beat the... No, they beat the Jags, didn't they?
They did, but it was still a sloppy game. All right. I don't want to talk about this game.
What?
Ravens at Eagles.
Oh, it's already happening?
It is happening Sunday at 1 o'clock.
I'm going to go with Ravens, not only because they're my team, but because your team has shown nothing but inconsistency in the past 5 weeks.
I am... even though we lost last week, I was confident in what I saw from our young guys. I am not, however, confident enough that we're going to beat the Ravens. So, yeah, I'm going Baltimore with that one as well. And Tyler, unsurprisingly, has the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, we could fluke because you're probably one of the better teams that we're going to be playing in this schedule, but...
I mean, sometimes the Ravens just don't show up, but there's other times where sometimes the Eagles just don't show up. So, we'll see.
I don't know. Lamar is better than Wentz. In pure just, standards. Although, from what I can tell, Lamar is not very high up on his stats this year, and I'm not sure... I don't think it's because he's playing bad. It just seems like he's just not...
I think they're playing different.
I don't know. Maybe he's just not needing to do a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think they're playing... It's different schedules, too. Like, last week, I think your first 2 games were against Miami and Cincinnati, and I think you dropped 50 in both games. So that automatically put Lamar way ahead in the stats game.
Yeah.
Next game is Falcons at Vikings. Both of these 2 teams are just endlessly disappointing.
Who's playing the Vikings?
The Falcons.
The Falcons. What do I say about that?
I'm going to pick the Vikings, not really because I want to. Both of these teams are garbage at this point, but...
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Falcons.
I don't know what happened to the Vikings.
Can I... You don't know who... The Vikings? Can I just skip this pick and say they're both bad?
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong.
I don't feel like there's a clear winner here. I think it could literally go either way because both team has been underperforming majorly.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Vikings just because I have to pick one. Tyler's got the Vikings too, if that helps you out any.
I'll just go the Vikings. If we're gonna lose, I might as well lose with you.
That's fair. Browns at Steelers. This, I don't know why this is screaming.
Browns?
No, it's screaming blowout to me. Like, Cleveland's offense has been playing so well. I don't know why I feel like this is just going to be one of those games where the offense just hits a brick wall.
Really? I got my first gut reaction is exactly the opposite. When you said blowout, I was like, oh, you mean the Browns? I could see the Browns blowing out the Steelers.
Well, because the thing with Pittsburgh is they have a really good defense.
Yeah, but the Browns have a good offense.
They do.
And I don't know. I don't know. I guess you know what it comes down to. It comes down to. I think it may come down to the Steelers' offense, and
right.
I think it may come down to the weak links in this one as opposed to the strengths.
Like,
you know how there's those games where it's just an offensive game. I think this is going to be an offense-defense game for one or the other. Which I mean is literally just the game of football, but.
Well, that's true. I don't know why. I just feel like between the Steelers having a good defense, and I just feel like I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling that Cleveland's offense is going to come out and make a bunch of mistakes. Because they've looked really good for like 3 weeks. I just feel like they're kind of in for it, you know? Because it's Cleveland.
Who's it at? Is it at the Browns or at the Steelers?
It's at the Steelers.
I think I'm going to go with Steelers on this way about. But I'm kind of thinking the Browns. Like, if I could put a half vote on either, I'd put a half vote on the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my feeling could be wrong, but
I think there's a chance that the Browns aren't going to get moving, but something's telling me that the Browns are going to just come and start curb stomping.
It's possible. Tyler has the Steelers, unsurprisingly.
Of course.
All right, sticking with the AFC North, next game is Bengals at Indianapolis Colts.
I think the Colts. I know Tyler has the Colts too. I think it's going to be the Colts as well. The Colts are the Bengals. We almost blew out the Bengals. Was that this week that we almost blew out the Bengals?
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to go for a field goal. They should have just taken their blowout and left.
No,
it looks more pathetic that they have a field goal.
No, I don't know, because I think being on the board is better. Like, you know you're not going to win. So rather than leaving with absolutely 0 points, just, I would have kicked the field goal.
It would have been great if we had just blocked it and taken it in for another score.
No.
Then you just need to walk out in shame.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
I think it's going to be. I think the Bengals because the Bengals have not been performing poorly, and our defense. I don't even truly know what the state of our defense is. I'm pretty sure it's average. It may be a little above average, but it's not we're not the legendary Baltimore defense we used to be. We're way more offensive than ever. But the Bengals getting almost shut out by us, our average, if not maybe a little bit better than average defense, and then how the Bengals have been. I think they don't have. Do they even have a win in their belt?
The Bengals do, yeah. They beat Jacksonville 2 weeks ago.
No, yeah, not hard to do.
Fact.
I wish my ESPN app would actually load things. But I'm gonna stick with the Colts because I think the Colts are just performing better. They're just a better team this year than the Bengals.
I'm gonna break from form and go Bengals here.
Do you disagree with everything I've just said?
No. It's more for me. It's more of a confidence in Cincinnati's run game. I like Joe Mixon a lot. Actually, I still wish Philly had Joe Mixon. And I like Gio Bernard. They're a little bit injured on offense a little bit, but I don't know. I like Cincinnati's offense. And I feel like Joe Burrow might kind of come out of the gate swinging after getting punched in the mouth last week. Yeah, I think I'm gonna break and go Bengals here.
See, all I'm saying is the Bengals are 1-3-1, and the Colts are 3-2. Colts have a winning record that I did not expect.
That's entirely fair.
And I think let's see, who else have the Colts played though?
I don't even remember.
All right. Actually,
Vikings,
they've played pretty mediocre teams.
Yeah.
So far, but
I mean the Bengals are a mediocre team. So.
Well, they lost to the Browns.
They did.
And they've lost to the Jaguars.
Oh, that's right. That's a divisional game though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Colts because I just think they're a bit better than the Bengals.
Fair enough. All right, next game. Speaking of the Jaguars, they are at home against the Detroit Lions.
The Lions, the Jags. What have they had to offer the game of football this year?
The Jags, next to
yeah.
nothing. But then again, neither has Detroit.
Yeah, but the Lions actually have won a game as far as, or no, sorry, the Jags won a game. I just said they won a game.
Uh-huh.
The Jags I just don't think the Jags have the arsenal to take down the Lions, who actually have assets.
Yeah, Detroit has receivers, and Matt Stafford versus Gardner Minshew. I'm picking Detroit.
Let's also keep in mind that the Lions, have they lost 4 times? Or sorry, 3 times? Yes. But the Lions, all those losses, except for the one against the Packers, have actually been within a score game.
Well, and they've all been against pretty good teams too. They got annihilated by the Packers, but the Packers are annihilating everybody right now. And they lost to New Orleans, and New Orleans is still a good team, despite what their stat line says.
That was a 35-29 game. That was not
right.
That wasn't a within one score game, but that was a close game.
And who else they was? Oh, Chicago. And that was
Chicago. That was a 27-23. That was a within one score game.
Yeah, and Chicago is somehow a good team this year.
Kind
of.
I think the Lions have a better chance here.
Yeah, I'm picking Detroit, and yeah, Tyler's got Detroit too. Next game is Bears at Panthers. Tyler has the Bears.
I'm gonna choose the Bears too. You just said it. The Bears are a good team this year.
Somehow, yes. I keep waiting for them to fall apart, and I still think they will. I just don't think it's gonna be here. Carolina's put together a couple scrappy wins, but still not enough to be terribly impressive per se. I think Chicago gets them here. Next up is Washington at New York Football Giants. Tyler's got Washington. Alex Smith is back, just so you're aware.
I really don't know.
I'm picking Washington because I want Alex Smith to win this game more than anything in the world.
I'm going to choose Washington as well, just because...
Also, the Giants are a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last 1 o'clock game. Broncos at Patriots. Drew Lock's still not back yet. Neither is Courtland Sutton. I don't see any way the Patriots lose this game. So, I'm picking New England. Tyler's got New England.
Yeah. Patriots.
All right, Jets at Dolphins. This will actually probably be a pretty good game because both of these teams are not very good. But I'm going Dolphins.
My heart wants the Jets to win.
My heart doesn't give a shit about the Jets.
My mind tells me it's probably going to be the Dolphins.
Tyler's got the Dolphins. Yeah. The Jets are just... I hope they need to fire their head coach 2 years ago.
The Jets?
Yeah, Adam Gase, a loser. All right, Packers at Buccaneers. Rodgers versus Brady.
I never thought I'd say this, but I want the Packers to slap Brady around.
Same, but also even taking bias out of it, I think the Packers are going to win anyway. The Packers they're just too good right now.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even care if it's that. I just want the Packers to slap around Brady to show him that his new team means nothing in the world of football.
Facts.
And that he's not, and for Tyler to show that he's not the GOAT.
Well, Tyler's got the Packers.
If he wins, I'll retable the conversation of him being the GOAT. But I don't.
Now I think
the Packers just have more of an arsenal than.
Now this will be, I think, actually probably a big deciding factor in this game. For Green Bay, Allen Lazard and Devontae Adams did not play last week, and those are Rodgers' two favorite receivers. I don't know if they're going to play this week or not. I haven't looked. Do I think the Packers can win anyway? Yes, I do. So all three of us have the Packers. Good.
Yep.
All right. Rams at 49ers. The 49ers last week, man. How about getting blown out by Miami?
Did they get blown out? They didn't get blown out.
Oh yeah, no, it was like 43-14.
Oh, I thought you meant blowout as in sorry, I was thinking a shutout. I'd have to say that I don't know what happened to the 49ers. I don't know how they went from being a Super Bowl team to...
Injuries.
What?
Injuries. Many of them.
Oh, do they have a lot of injuries?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, never mind then. My question's been answered. Yeah, so I'll stick with you guys, not diverting from the path here. I'm gonna go Rams.
All right, 3 picks for the Rams. Monday at 5 o'clock. I hate these COVID things. This is stupid because I probably won't be able to watch this game. Monday.
Why is it at 5? What?
Because it was supposed to be like last week, but COVID.
Isn't there a game? Wasn't there a game yesterday?
There was. It was that Titans game.
Oh. The one I never picked.
Chiefs Bills. No, that was the Titans Steelers game.
Oh, okay.
That got scheduled, I think, for like week 8.
Yeah.
All right, Chiefs Bills. Tyler has the Chiefs. I'm unsurprised. I'm gonna let you go.
Are you gonna pick the Bills, Ricky?
I think I'm considering it. I'm glad Tyler's not here this week, so he doesn't yell at me yet.
Hang on, I can do it for you. You just hate Patty Mahomes, so you are gonna pick the Bills because you don't believe in Patty Mahomes. There you go. I don't know. My gut is telling me Chiefs because I think last week was a fluke. But I kind of want to hear your argument for why the Bills could win this and then make a better decision.
Okay. So, one of the biggest reasons that the Chiefs offense could not get going last week was because they had 0 run game whatsoever. I think their leading rusher had like 40 yards. Oakland's defense is not good. Like bottom tier of the NFL. The Bills' defense, on the other hand, is very, very good. Their front 7 is pretty stout. So, if the run game for Kansas City couldn't get going against Oakland's defense, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in them getting going against Buffalo's defense. This game isn't necessarily a knock on Patrick Mahomes. It's a Patrick Mahomes can't do everything by himself. So, without a run game, facing a significantly better secondary in Buffalo than he did in Oakland. And, don't get me wrong, the Chiefs are probably going to be pissed because they lost, but the Bills got sucker punched last week. And I don't think that coaching staff in Buffalo is going to let that happen again. I'm going Buffalo,
so
man.
I guess my question would be, okay, so they can't get the run game established, and we're almost done the list, so I figure you don't mind too much about talking about these.
I want to get off here in a sometime soon. If you got stuff to say, go ahead.
So I guess my question for you then is, what can the Bills do against the passing game? Because if they can't establish a run game, I mean, sure, do you need a run game? Now, we're getting to some, like, football philosophy here, so I'm going to, like, tread carefully. But, like, I don't see having a run game is the necessity to win a game. Because when the clock's rolling down and you're just trying to kill time, it doesn't really matter too much if your run game is, like, super good. I mean, it does to a bit, but that's a whole different conversation. So what do the Bills have against the passing defense, Ricky? Or, sorry, against the passing game of Patty Mahomes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Bills have a significantly, but, like, when I say the Raiders' secondary is bad, I mean it is freakishly bad. Whereas the Bills, I think, have a top 5 secondary in the NFL. Tre'Davious White is probably, I'd call him the second best corner in the NFL right now. So he's going to lock down somebody. And so I'm thinking if they can take White and shut down, I'm going to say Watkins, and then all you really need to do for Hill is press him at the line and keep a safety over the top, and you can pretty much shut him down. And if the Bills aren't able, or if the Chiefs aren't able to get the run game going, White's locking down one side of the field, and if they keep a free safety over the top on Hill, I'm just not sure the Chiefs' offense is going to have a great day. I'm not saying that the Chiefs can't do it, because Lord knows we've seen Mahomes do some crazy stuff. But
you're just saying that you think that if there's a team of if the Raiders could beat the Chiefs as heavily as they did, why couldn't the Bills do it with more of an offense?
Right. I think if there's a team, defense. I think the Bills are a team that's built to beat Kansas City.
Would you say they're built different?
I would say, yeah.
Sorry. Gosh, I really don't know what to pick, because my gut says Chiefs, but you pose a very, like, convincing argument of why the Bills could do it. You know what? I'd prefer you gloating over me that you were right about the Bills than Tyler gloating over me that it was the Chiefs. So I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to hold out hope that the Bills pull this off and you get this pick right.
Honestly, I think that might be one of the best reasons you've given for a pick this season.
Because it's all about the gloat. Because I don't.
Oh yeah.
For those of you out there, I know Ricky is big into the trash talking. I am not. I hate trash talking, like, to the extent that I've seen it in football. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me self-conscious. It makes me upset.
I can do it, but I can also go analytical.
But see, you wouldn't trash me for picking the Chiefs, but you would trash Tyler for doing it.
Right.
Tyler would trash both of us for picking the Bills.
That's true.
Especially if your argument was the one that convinced me. So I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs.
Oh, trust me, I know when the Chiefs win this game, I'm never gonna hear the end of it.
And well, here's also the thing. I think your defense argument is good. It's valid, and it presents enough of, like, reasonable doubt that if I were in a jury, I would probably, like, be like, this guy isn't guilty. But I think that despite the defense, I don't know if the Bills' offense can really outscore the Chiefs.
I mean, yes, but the Raiders did it.
Yeah.
The Raiders, that's the litmus test here for everything. The Raiders did it. And remember, the Bills trounced the Raiders.
See, I also think it could be the Chiefs just didn't have a good day, because we did not trounce the Chiefs when the Ravens played them.
No, you got trounced.
Yeah, well, we got a little stuck up. I mean, we didn't get trounced. We started coming back, but there's only so much time in a football game.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs. I'll go with Tyler on this one, but I think the
Fair.
Bills have a chance.
Entirely fair. All right. Last game, Monday night, normal time. Cardinals at Cowboys. Cowboys now sporting Andy Dalton at quarterback. If you haven't seen the Dak injury, it was horrific.
What?
It was. Oh yeah, it was horrific.
Wait, how did Dak get injured?
I think they said. Was it
season ending?
Was it broken? Broken ankle that needed surgery.
Oh, that's not season ending.
It could be.
I think it's Cowboy season ending. I don't think it's player season ending.
I don't think I've seen a timetable yet for Dak.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Andy Dalton is a very capable backup, especially with those weapons.
He's an RG3 level backup.
Yes.
Gosh, I can't get over how good RG3 was in combo with Lamar.
Oh yeah.
That was something no one could see that coming. Maybe whoever hired him did.
Yeah, that's true.
But man, RG3 plays well with the Ravens. Anyway,
Tyler has the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Cardinals too. The Cowboys are unimpressive. I don't care if they actually have a winning record or not. They're just unimpressive. Like
they are unimpressive. This whole division is unimpressive. I'm tempted to pick the Cowboys because I think Dalton is going to do very well under that.
You're not allowed to pick the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure.
Is that written somewhere? Is that part of my contract?
I'm pretty sure that's like heresy. I'm pretty sure you lose like an Eagle win every time the Eagles player picks the Cowboys to win something.
Oh Lord. Okay. No. The only reason I'm hesitating is because my God, Dallas's defense has been horrific this season, and I think I don't know. I think Murray could do a lot with that.
I think that alone. You said the Dallas defense has been horrific.
Oh yeah, it's been awful.
I think, literally based on that, you should be picking the Cardinals. We've never had someone try to convince someone to do another pick adamantly, but I think the Cowboys is the wrong pick if that's the case.
No,
think of how the Cardinals have been playing this year. Like they've been doing pretty well for themselves.
Right, but they've also had some kind of embarrassing losses, like the Detroit game.
Detroit is a wild card. You literally can't predict them.
This is true, but I watched that game and it was just unimpressive.
No. What do I know? I can't even watch the football games.
I think I'm picking Arizona for the sole reason of Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dalton win this. But in the end, I'm going to pick the Cardinals because to hell with the Cowboys. So, all right, that wraps up another week. Make sure you put your picks in the chat.
It's okay. I've already forgotten all of them. Don't worry.
But that's good. Just go back and rewatch the video in an hour.
Do you know how much time that'll take?
33 minutes and about 45 seconds by the time I wrap this up.
All right. I'm just gonna copy paste this because I think I picked just about similar to.
I don't know.
Did I pick the Steelers or the Browns? I think I picked the Steelers, but I was hoping for the Browns.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Actually, I'm pretty sure me and Tyler have similar picks across the board. I don't think there's a single pick we actually disagreed on. So.
Actually.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I'm thinking you might actually be right. Yeah, I think you're right. I'll go back through and I'll remember mine. So, all right, I'm going to stop this here. So, everybody, goodbye. We'll see you next week.